joining me. Please only take what resonates and leave what doesn't. I'll be looking to the overall energies and what's surrounding you. Please do not force what does not fit. So there's a group that's in some type of conflict here. And the reason being is because things that they had hidden has come to light, okay? These people, things like that, okay? Things concerning children, families, okay? These people are evil. Some of you may find out that your family are actually not your family, that they're karmic, okay? And the reason why they placed you with this karmic family was to keep you asleep so that you didn't wake, so that they could carry on casting you illusions, having you restricted, having you stuck. They didn't want you seeing, okay? They wanted you stuck, okay? Restricted, having negative thoughts. These are like occult witches. They wanted you overthinking, stressing, sad, crying, using you as a black sheep, okay? That's why a lot of you are placed in these families. Again, as I said, some of you may find out that they're not actually your family, okay? It was an illusion. Because again, they knew who you were and they didn't want you to wake. They didn't want you seeing who you was. So they had to keep you in this illusion, okay? Some of you may find out that you've got a family elsewhere, okay? They may even that family may believe that you're no longer here. Or the same family that, they put you with. This could be coming to them, okay? And this is why a lot of them are in a lot of chaos, conflict, disagreements, struggle. There's a lot of ambitious maneuvering around you, okay? A lot of them, this group, they're sharing out your wealth between them right now, okay? I'm picking up something about into the millions. I mean, these people, I think it's come to the attention of some authorities, okay? Spirit says, do not accept any of the cup because they still want to try to come back around and cast you an illusion, okay? You could be dealing with a Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Or you could be these energies, or, it was a group that you used to surround yourself with, okay? Yeah, you get good earth signs, you get bad ones. But they'll usually use the ones that they feel are closest to you. That's why Spirit is saying you need to get out of the illusion, because these people around you are not to be trusted. And if you're under any influence, you need to try to stop. A lot of them, they're into like necromancy, sex rituals. So a lot of you may be having them thoughts or understanding now why. Because a lot of the time they were doing rituals around you. Again, some of them, they placed you in a unit, a family, like a mother, that may have been, you know, someone that has a lot of men in their house, or you saw a lot of things as a child. All this was purposely orchestrated, okay, for you to turn out the way you've turned out. And Spirit is saying you need to open your eyes, you need to try to wake up. There is someone in the family that, again, these people are part of Freemasons, okay? So if there's anyone in your family that's a Freemason, I wouldn't trust that person. And the ones that are gifted and chosen, you embody both the dark and the light, okay? And this is why you're so powerful. There's things that you know that are hidden, which are secrets that you shouldn't know. They try to prevent you from getting to that stage of awakening because you had a veil casted over you. But that veil is thin and it's lifted. Some of you are here to awaken others so they too can come out of the illusion of what these people have done, keeping everyone asleep, stuck in the matrix. Because if you think about it, the matrix is much like the cross, like the two of swords, like stuck at a crossroads. You know, you take one path, you're blocked. Then you've got to turn back around again. Then you've got to go down another path. Then you're blocked. This is what they want to do to you, okay? They want to keep you asleep. Yeah. They'll even use people in your family that are under the influence because they're still asleep. And what they'll do is they'll go towards that person and offer them money because they know they've got a habit. But these people use methodical approaches. They wait and they know when to come towards you. You need to stop accepting money from these people, okay? Because they're a dark cult and basically they're doing this. You see that pentagram? Some of them, they hex money. They put curses on money. So when you accept it, or they may ask you, do you want to come round for something to eat? I wouldn't eat nothing off these people. Some of you, you may have been diagnosed with schizophrenia, okay? And some of you are not. But it's something that they put in the food to make you act psychotic or act out. And that mixed with alcohol and drugs. They know what they're doing. And then the next thing they want to say, oh, you need to take these tablets. It's all to keep you asleep. It's all to block out your third eye and pineal gland, okay? These people around you are not who they make out to be. These are not your friends. They're watchers. They've been sent to watch and maneuver strategically around you. You'll have someone in front of you or a friend around you, and they're in communication with the group, and or they'll send someone around you, or someone will reach out just at a particular time. Oh, do you need money? Especially the ones that are starting to pay attention. And when you start paying attention, that's when they start maneuvering and being methodical in their approach coming towards you. But what they'll do is, don't listen to them. They don't know what they're talking about. They will start lying. And they're the ones that you need to be mindful of. You need to pay attention. Why would they need to come and tell you not to pay attention? Why would they need to tell you to, oh, they don't know what they're talking about. Oh, they're this, oh, they're that. You've got to read between the line, people. And these people, in regards to the ones that are not awoke or under the influence of them, because they're under their spell, they will use your family members to come back around, to use methodical approaches to try to get you back again. And some of you are like, okay, well, all I can do is from a distance. A lot of you have moved forward, okay? All you can do is from a distance is give the information. But being around them, you can't, okay? But it's trying to waken people up. There could be up to 9 people right now that are in this energy because the truth is coming out about them, okay? You know, even the doctors, some of these doctors and psychiatrists, they're paid, they're part of this as well. So those of you that these people are telling you, oh, you've got you're schizophrenic. Look, they've got you under the spell. They've got you under this illusion, okay? You know, a mixture of drugs, alcohol, then putting stuff in your food, giving you certain tablets and you really don't know what's in them. All the mixture of that and other things that you've been put through growing up. They know what they're doing. This is why they'll end up, targeting you and saying, oh, well, you've got this illness or there's something wrong with you or you're this or you're that. Because they've got to label you. Because they don't want you seeing the truth. They don't want you waking up. They don't want you knowing what they're doing. It's a big organisation. Spirit is saying you need to learn to put your boundaries up. Again, there's ones that say, oh, you're crazy. Oh, she's crazy. She don't know what she's talking about. Or, yet, we need to put her in hospital. Yeah, they like to label you. Especially when you start speaking the truth and then they're in this energy. Okay? But again, as I said, some of you embody the light and the dark. So when they want to do this dark stuff on you, some of you have been through dark things. So this is where you embody the dark and the light, okay? These people just resonate in the dark, okay? Your light irritates their demons. And when you've been in the dark yourself or you've been through a phase in your life, that's what I'm saying about you embody both dark and light, and that's where you're powerful. Because if you was just in the dark, you'd be naive. If you didn't know about that type of lifestyle or certain things, you'd be naive. And because you embody both dark and light, this is where you're very powerful. Because things that were hidden, or they thought they could hide, either you've been through it, you've seen things, you've witnessed things, and you can speak of it. I told you this group right now, they're trying to transfer money or transfer money between a group. And I'm hearing these people are going to jail, okay? Some of them may feel like they're being watched, followed, okay? I mean, maybe it's not one big swoop at one time, okay? But some of them feel like they're being watched, surrounded. They're in their heads, overthinking, stressed, crying. They didn't want you seeing clearly. This is how they wanted you. Now that's how they are. And now the shoe's on the other foot. They're not liking it because they're getting exposed to things that they didn't want people knowing. I mean, there could have been two of them around you already that tried this. I mean, that looks like a doctor, okay? This could have been something they tried already. And this could have included, you know, corrupt police officers that was working with this group, that part of a cult, okay? That used some ridiculous information to try to get you, you know, locked away. And some of you, you know, you did get visits by a doctor and you're like, oh, come in. And you've explained the whole situation to them. Okay, well, are you ready for this? All right, well, it started from blah, 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 and this is what blah, 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 and then I had this group doing blah, blah, blah. Then, you know, I grew up in care and, you know, I was put in this family that, you know, I went through blah, 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 and then they set me up with a partner that was abusive. Then obviously I had to defend myself with that. And that's where the darkness comes in, because a lot of you are so powerful that you wouldn't stand for being treated like that, okay? Rather than cowardly being in the corner and allowing these people to take the power from you. And so when some of these people have come in your home, they're like, wow, your home's so clean, or you look very organised, or wow, you look like, you know, you've got your ish together. And some of you are like, yeah, well, when I moved from that address or I moved over here, they stole my stuff. Hey, look, come in the kitchen. I've had to buy a new fridge. I've had to buy a new cooker. You know, I just bought a new bed and I'm starting to, you know, get things back again. And some of you have explained this, and it's how you talk. Look, a proper doctor will know, like, you're not away with the fairies. Like, it's how you talk to them. You're intellectual, okay? You give them good eye contact. What you speak of is the truth. Well, it all started from here. Let's just say some of you was a reader. Well, I used to live there, and once like I started reading, and you know, got my gift back because obviously I had the veil over my eyes and I was blind. Not blind like that, but they had me under this illusion. Yeah, I used to be on drugs, and you know, I was I went in a good place in my life, or you know, I grew up in care, or blah 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 blah. And you explain everything to them, okay? And everything the whole puzzle people starts, you know, you start putting all the pieces together. And you're like, well, I left that place there behind, and then I moved over there, and then the same people from there followed me here, and they were trying to push numbers on me, and they kept moving me, and then they kept moving me next door to these people that were, you know, under the influence, and then they were coming at my door, and then they were sending this person towards me. Then I'd move to that address, and you know, it's constant. So you told the whole story. And that's why two of them that have tried to say you're crazy are the same two, if they're in your family, that's involved in this. It could be a sister, and it could have been a mother, okay? Maybe you're a mother. Maybe your mother was, you know, had different men around, or, you know, had a bag of children, or never lived with, you never lived with them, or all the children were taken in care, or, do you understand what I mean? And the mother had like 9, 10 different baby fathers, some of you. And they've got the audacity to turn around and say, oh, well, you know, she's not well. Or even some of you from when you were a child, they've done things to you, okay? Essay. And then some of you went to school And there could have been situations that you've done in school. And then the teachers, when you was in primary school or, you know, nursery, whatever, may have said, well, a child shouldn't have done that. Where have they learnt that from? And then they want to start paying them people. Oh, and then they'll contact the parent, and the parent be like, oh, they're the problem child. Oh, the problem child. You may have to, get social services involved and get them removed because, they're upsetting the other children. But these are the abusive people in your family. So this is lie, okay? So this could have been a sister and a mother, okay? Because obviously the mother had to get with the sister's dad. He was a Freemason in the beginning, so they was all part of it. Do you understand? And you've seen the red flag in regards to the situation concerning you as a child and what you went through and why certain things tried to make you out to be the problem child because they knew from then that you was gifted and you was the chosen one. So they had to raise a red flag and say, oh no, they're the problem child. But they wouldn't sit there and say, well, yeah, we used to allow men in and abuse them, and yeah, we used to abuse them as well, yeah. And this is why they go to school and they act up and they do these things because children only learn from their peers. And now you're exposing them. You're exposing them for the mother allowing these men to come in the home to do things to you. There was a school that I was at, it was called Old Oak Primary, or it was near Emlyn Gardens. And the teacher there was called Miss Cherico. My mum said that she locked me in the cupboard. But it was actually my mum that used to lock me in the cupboard and her friends. But they'll try to switch things around and blame others. Okay? Then I had my brother abusing me. Then I would go to school. I don't know, I was 2, 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. I can't remember. I think definitely younger than that. But in my social services reports, I'd done something to myself in an assembly, apparently. Now, where would a child learn that from? I don't know, something to do with a pencil. Where would a child learn that from unless they've been assaulted? Do you understand what I'm saying? And then the family want to say, oh no, they're the problem child. No, there's a red flag there. And this is my story. And these are the things that they've tried to keep hidden. They thought that you wouldn't remember. This is why they've tried to keep you under this. They didn't want you waking up. They didn't want you remembering the past. Because they knew from then that you were gifted and chosen. And they were worried that once you'd become an adult, that you would speak of these things that happened to you as a child. And they didn't want that happening. Or there was something you'd done or said concerning the family that was a red flag, and they panicked and worried. You know, as a child, they used to taught me, my sister, they used to call my sister Flatface and me Fleabag or something like that, okay? Now again, why is that? Because the mother isn't taking care of the child. And this is why I was taken into care from the age of 4. They didn't want you speaking the truth, raising this red flag. So the witches would put stuff in your food, take your hair, cast illusions to other people about you. Oh no, they're a problem child. Oh no, there's something wrong with them. No, there weren't nothing wrong with you. There was something wrong with these people that were sitting back and allowing the abuse to happen. It's as simple as that. Okay. And then a lot of it was due to money that you were left. Or again, you was placed in a family that were just a bunch of paedophiles, and some of them weren't even your family. It was all to keep you in illusion. They put you with people that were into doing things to children. Do you understand? This Capricorn sister of mine, whose dad is a Freemason, she used to say, I hope I never have girls. I can't stand girls. Just, I want boys. Okay, yeah, I bet you do. So yeah, a lot of them, you know, they're cast as the illusion because it's money that they've stolen, homes that they've stolen you from your own family. Huh? In the Rider-Waite Tarot, you've got a child in that boat, taking you from one state, bringing you to another, okay? Putting you with a paedophile gang, because that's what they are, and lying to you. Then they're using doppelgangers to set you up along the way. Transfer 3 of them. Someone here was a 30, was it 33-degree Mason or something? And they're there coaching others what to say, how to act, yeah, how to stand. Well, how does she talk again? Well, you've got to use the same wording. How does she stand again, or how does he stand again? Okay, well, they're a bit slimmer than you, so you're going to have to lose that weight. How do they have their hair now? Okay, well, you know. Do you know about any birthmarks that they have in their body? Okay, well, you know, you may have to go for surgery and get a little birthmark like that. Okay, well, where's their scars? Okay, well, let's get a makeup artist to put that on the body. What type of clothes do they wear? Yeah. And you've got people living in your house. There's your house. You've got another family that are living in your house that your family gave you, that they stole off you. Look at them. Yes, we hit the jackpot. Okay. Then they're going to move in that house and take their children, and they're going to do the same thing to them children again, because that's what they're into. I mean, that little boy looks white, so maybe this is a child that's out of care. It's just a cycle. And then they may, you know, I don't know, put the little boy in girls' clothes because they're teaching him about the gay life. Or they start abusing the boys so that they turn that way. And then they do it to the girls, okay? And then they become bisexual. They act manly. Do you understand what I'm saying? These people know what they're doing, all right? Three of Wands. You've taken it back and you're looking out to your future. Some of these same energies, they never wanted your ships to come in because they wanted you, you know, with nothing, because they're sick and twisted and evil. And then these same family members, older sisters, I wouldn't even call them sisters, okay? These people, you know, then they will cover themselves and put their sons in. My boys, I put them in a Christian school. There's nothing Christian about you. There's nothing, you know, godly about you. It's all a front. The star, you're healing. They knew you were a star seed. They never wanted you to heal. Masculine, feminine. They never wanted you to heal. Okay? They never wanted you to know where you come from. Okay? Who you are. Again, I keep speaking about the moon and why the moon's there, because that stops the frequency coming through for you to wake up. Okay? So the moon's not even real, people. All right? And that light's not real. And a lot of you you're now healing by emotionally leaving behind what is no longer fulfilling, to embark on your own journey of self-discovery and spiritual growth. And this is what they never wanted. They didn't want you to heal, because they knew once you start healing, you're going to start speaking the truth. Trust me, they're going to be saying that we're lying, okay? But that's what abusers do. They're going to say you're lying, okay? Oh, she don't know what she's talking about. No, okay, all right. Well, you're not going to sit there and admit it, are you? Okay? You know, and this is some of the children themselves that they use, that have come from broken homes. Mm. Sell drugs for us or watch them for us. Oh, you want a nice designer tracksuit? Don't worry, we'll buy you that. Oh, you need a new motorbike? Oh, we'll get you that. If you do this for us, sell your soul. And there you go, the money they give to the children. That's got a curse on it as well. Mm. You see, the truths are coming to the surface and their masks are coming off. And they're feeling uneasy, okay? The illusions, the lies, the secrets. That's where you're from. That's what you are. But the reason they've got that moon there, again, is to block out the frequency from coming through from you, from waking up. Because, you know, again, I keep talking about the chemtrails and things like that. They know what the government knows what they're doing. Everything they've done to you, you're still here, you're still thriving. Everything is fine. And they're like, wait a minute, they've got to be You know, they just thought you was one of the other victims that they'd done this to. But when they come for you, you was the trap for them. That's what they don't know. Some of you, like, they were like, all right, we'll take that one place. And you shouldn't have survived certain things, and you've survived each attack. And now they know who you are. Okay? They know who you are. Because they're not protected from. Do you understand? Because they're just not protected because they're evil. And everything that they've thrown your way is coming back to them. And this is why they're like this. They can't sleep. Some of these people, I bet you when you look on their face a little older, like some of them, you could be looking at them and thinking, God, you've aged. Whilst you, divine feminine, are looking even younger for your age as the years go on. So things are reversing. You could be seeing dark rings around these people's eyes. They're up in bed crying. Because they know all the people that they lied to you about are now finding out the truth. Backstabbing, lies, you know, things that you shouldn't have got up from, okay? Sending people towards you to stab you up. Some of you falling out of windows, landing on the ground as a child. Others of you sending others to stab you up, okay? Going through domestic violence. I mean, that looks like glass. That looks like, you know, falling out of something, okay? Landing on the ground. Do you understand? Things that you shouldn't have survived from. And they're like, no way. This is why they're shitting themselves. And some of them may even be trying to travel overseas to get away. Trying to move to calmer waters. And then they will take their nasty paedophilia, sex cult self to another state or country and do the same over there. But it happens everywhere, okay? Temperance, Earth Angel, yeah, Sagittarius, you're healing. All the angels are trying to, you know, balance out you both. The Empress, mother figure, either that's your child or, you know, you're both angels. If you've got a gift, then definitely your child's got it. And this is why some of these people target your children as well. And that's why Spirit says you need to come back and unite, okay? There could be a celebration. Empress, okay? Or because the truth's coming out, you could be getting celebrated. And we have this older sister here, okay? Stealing your gift and giving it to the other one. Because these ain't your family. They never were. These two, if you put my hands over you a minute, okay? She's not even looking in your direction, okay? You were never part of this family. You may find out that some of you're looking at it. Some of you are actually looking and saying, do you know what, actually, I don't even look like them. You see, and when it comes to Freemasons, for them to receive riches and money, they then have to sacrifice someone in their family. With this Capricorn, it was their brother. Yeah, she was part of a cult, okay? Again, as I said, you know, connecting with putting her boys in like some Christian school. Oh, you know, all that's a front, it's a lie, okay? And again, in regards to that, the knowledge is, you know, about that secret. You've been given the keys in regards to that secret and that knowledge. Mm-mm. These people are not holier than thou at all. There may be in situations, yeah, of course, that they're trying to protect themselves from the lies and the deceit and the trickery and the betrayal, okay? And she could be with a man that's a King of Pentacles. So they're both part of that. And what job does he do? Oh, he goes into houses. What a coincidence. And then what happens then? I don't know. Someone that doesn't know about this may say, all right, I'll leave you to do the job. I'm just popping out to the shop. And then they're taking items of your home. Or they're looking around to see what pictures, to see like, oh, you, and then they'll be doing a job in the house. So, are you married, love? Oh no, my husband divorced me like 10 years ago. I'm a single mother. Ah, how many children you got? Oh, I've got two. Oh, that's lovely. How old are they? Oh, one's 9 months and the other's, you know, coming up 1.5. Do you understand? And then they pass that information on to the next one. And then they'll set that woman up with a man. Well, let's find out what type she likes. And then, you know, there'll be one of these cult members, you know. It's like, you know, they've all got their place. Like, it's like the Truman Show. Do you understand? If you haven't watched the Truman Show, I suggest you watch it. You know, like the Truman Show, like when Truman, like he had the wife, and she was like, "Oh, darling, I bought this new." What was it she was saying again? And he started really paying attention, and it's like she was doing an advertisement, but she was talking to him, and he was like, "No, that's weird." And this is the same energy that I told you about when I lived in Feltham, and I had the man that come along, and he was like, "This is my wife." And that's what it brought me back to. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God. This reminds me of that woman from the Truman Show when she was trying to, like she was trying to advertise whatever it was she was advertising on the film. But it ain't a film, it's actually real life, okay? And then she said, this is my wife and this is my son, Tommy. And my mother-in-law will come along any minute. And then she comes running along and I'm looking at them all. And I'm thinking, these people, man, like the actors, yeah? These are some weird-ass people. Okay, bye. I was like, okay. And then the same family walked past a week later, but this time you had an older man with the little girl. And I was thinking, oh my days. I knew. When I heard him singing, if you go down to the woods today, you'll be sure of a big surprise. I looked and I was going, okay, well, I know what you're about. Why are you singing that song to a little girl about she'd be sure of a big surprise? There, you perv. Bunch of paedophiles. what do they do in the woods? Taken out somewhere secluded and sacrifice them. And what could the big surprise be? A big knife? Any more messages, Spirit guys? Well, there you go. Out of all the deck, that's the first one that come out, which says, yes, Divine Feminine, mental breakthrough. That's the truth. Clarity, fueled by sharp intellect and taking decisive action. So again, when I get the downloads and it's time for me to bring the message, I will bring it. Okay, out of all the deck, this one comes out. That's the truth. Okay, but they don't want the truth coming out. Nine of Cups. You have, what's it? Wishes granted, profound emotional fulfillment and contentment, personal satisfaction. Okay, and this is to open the eyes up for other people. And when I say that I embody the light and the dark, don't think, oh my God, well you've got to be dark. No, it's because I've been through this. I've witnessed things where I'm here today to tell my story and open up other people's eyes. And when they know that you're speaking the truth, they want to try to come again. Smoke and mirrors, trying to cast another illusion. You ain't casting no illusion over me. It's too late. It's over. It's done. I see clearly. Okay? Queen of Swords. So this could be another Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, the same one that's part of this cult. And she's going to be saying, yeah, well, you know, she's casting illusion. She don't know what she's talking about. No, because you're part of it too. Two of Swords, because you're trying to protect yourself and you don't want people seeing the truth. Okay? So you're guarding yourself from lies. So of course you're going to say, no, don't listen to her. No, you're not to be trusted. You're not to be trusted. Don't act like you don't know what's going on. Don't act like you know, oh, I really don't know what she's talking about. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You're not going to turn around and say, well, actually, yeah, she's telling the truth because you're part of it. Let's have it right. A liar's never going to admit the truth, are they? Huh? So they're going to deny it all the way through because that's what paedophiles and people that are into children do. They feel uneasy. This is why, again, generational wealth. They steal wealth of families. Okay? And then they'll go towards a single mother, as I said. Huh? casting smoke in mirrors. Oh, well, I've heard that, could be a social worker. Oh, I've heard there's domestic violence or you're taking drugs. No, we're going to have to take the child into custody. Knowing that maybe the grandmother passed over and left the child an inheritance. But they know about this. This is why people, you got to just look after your children. And there could be a family or a group that's part of this, okay? And to be honest, some of these children may need DNA testing done. And some of them, you may actually find that, well, number one, they've got different blood types. And they do tests on the babies, like to know their blood type 0, something like that, okay? Then they'll communicate with other people in other countries. Yeah, okay, yeah, we've got the child. How much are you willing to pay? They're in communication with each other. And this is why, as I've said before, you found some, in different states or countries, you found body parts washed up. Some of you finding out the truth. Some of you, the penny's starting to drop or the drop, or you're thinking back about things and you're like, you know what, that actually makes sense because I remember this and I remember that. And or you could be thinking back like, yeah, I remember when I was a child actually. And some of you was placed like in a family where there was 2 men that were foster dads that adopted children, or 2 women. You'd be placed in places like that, okay? Now, why would they take children from their rightful parents to put them with 2 men? And as a child, they do things, and then they cast these illusions, put stuff in their food to block out their memories. I'm telling you, people, these people are sick and twisted. Do you understand what I mean? They're dangerous. Again, I told you about the story that the social worker, Ursula Dohan, her name was, she was German, and she told my mum the story about a child falling, going missing on the boat, or the child falling over the boat. Mm-mm. Listen, even for an adult, like to lean over a boat, you know, I've never been on, I can't remember, I think I went to France when I was at school years ago. But them big boats there's no way a child can climb up there. So after they've done what they've done to them and they're like, all right, okay, well, throw that one overboard. These people are heartless, I'm telling you. They're evil. I remember when I was in this place called Caldecott Communities in Mersham Hatch, and it was owned by an Earl. When I've done a check on it, it's actually connected to the royal family. And we all know about, Andrew and Epstein, don't we? Say no more. And I remember, I think I was 10, 11, and I had this girl telling me, get on top of her. Like, what? And do you know who the two family members who come to visit me there was? My brother, the one that abused me, and was my older sister Angela, whose dad's a Freemason. He come and bought me a watch, and I lost it in the sea because it wasn't meant to be. And these items, they will put curses on them or a hex on the items. Six of Swords, this is you moving to karma. It's about transition, healing, moving from a difficult to a brighter future, letting go of negativity and achieving a sense of calm and progress, okay? They don't want you doing this either, okay? Four of Wands in reverse. Whilst you're able to move forward to calmer waters, this community that was part of this, they're not going to be able to, okay? Or the community are now aware, or some of these people in the community aren't celebrating you moving forward, okay? Well, that's because, you know, they're either part of it or they're under this illusion that these people have got them in, okay? Or it's a grooming gang, because they use children as well in the community. Because they groom children in the community. So this community, there's no celebration, okay, there, Four Wands in reverse. Or someone could be getting a divorce from someone in the community to move forward to calmer waters, okay, because they're now waking up to the truth. The Empress. Someone may want to travel with you, someone may, you know, someone could be moving away from someone that they thought was a mother, or now someone's seeing something clearly about some other figure in the community. Two of Wands. Someone sees that someone's courageous, or you're courageous in regards to speaking up, moving forward. Someone's daring, or someone wants to be. There could be someone that has got a divorce. There could be someone that's not happy in the community they're in. Maybe there could be someone that sees the truth. Okay? And someone wants to plan the future with you. Okay? They want a new journey. They want to take a new path.
Please charge.
There you go. Please charge. Say no more. That spirit coming through saying these people need to be charged. Yeah? Please charge. It's as simple as that. Something about future planning, decision making, taking risks, exploring new possibilities. Okay? Because someone here is crying, upset, heartbroken, because they now know that they've been betrayed. Okay? Now they understand why energies come between you and them to cause them the loss, or you the loss of you two getting together. Do you understand? Loss, grief, betrayal. Someone could be going through grief. Okay? Because you may have taken a new path. Alright? And someone wants to come back around because they were lied to too. And they got married, or they was in a relationship with a karmic in the community. Because it's all a setup. It's to keep it's to keep the karmics with the divine masculines and to keep the karmics with the divine feminines. They don't want divine masculine and feminines coming together. Okay? But you know, there's 144,000 chosen, and more of us are speaking up about things, about these situations, which is lifting the veil, okay, and exposing these demonic people, because that's what they are. Yeah, demons in disguise. There you go, look. The witch wants to cast illusions, will send someone towards someone else. They've got the hand behind the back because they're hiding something, okay? The fish is called catfishing. So the person that maybe, you know, you don't no longer want to be with, they're going to try to come back around if I'm masculine. Because they're still hiding something behind their back. They're going to try to catfish you again, and they're going to use emotions to manipulate. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. Oh, this. Oh, that. Oh, yeah. I would do this to myself if you leave me. They're going to use all the tactics that they can. Spirit says, if I was you, I wouldn't even, if you're not in this person's energy, I wouldn't answer the phone. I wouldn't allow them in your energy. They're going to try to catfish you with emotions because they've been taught that way, because these people use children. Or younger energies. The new divine feminine, they definitely can't come in your energy. Yeah, this is over. These people definitely can't. Someone here loves you. Okay, a masculine. And this is why we've got this karmic watching. And they're like, oh, to the hell no. Let me quickly get back in there and catfish him again. whilst hiding something behind my back. Let you use some type of emotional manipulation tactic. So they're going to come up with some new idea. Yeah. Try to cast you an illusion again. Don't fall for it. Two of Pentacles, yeah, they want to keep you on the cycle. So that you don't get to know about money that was stolen. So that you don't, you know, wake up. They don't want you waking up. They don't want you getting with divine feminine. Shall I tell you why? Because she'll open up your eyes even more. She's a threat to them. Or it can go vice versa. He's a threat to them. And they don't want the masculine going towards, you know, divine feminine, either or either, okay? They want to keep you on that cycle. So they want to be able to still cipher your energy, and they want to still be able to keep you in that illusion so that they can carry on taking this money that's been stolen from you, okay? Or your bloodline. And then she's going to get paid to come towards you. Trust me on that. Genuine. She's a serpent. And the way to kill a snake, I'm not telling you to do this to the person, but, you know, with a snake, you know, you could stab a snake and it will still wiggle off. You've got to cut the head off the snake, okay? And what that means is you've got to dead this, end it. Yeah? You've got to stop eating off this person, stop drinking off them. Look, there's one divine feminine it should be, and the other one is the snake, okay? And then she'll try to cast you illusions and say divine feminine's the snake, because that's what their job is, to cast illusions. So they carry on ciphering your energy, draining you, keeping you in this illusion, okay? Go and have another drink. Go on, do you want something to eat? And when you decide to, you know, I've had enough, then they'll start the emotional, then they'll be given instructions to how or what maneuvers to use to keep you on the cycle again. I mean, she may even try to use manipulation, like, oh, if you leave me, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. Like, listen, you need to wake up, seriously. You need to move out of this community. And that's what a lot of earth angels have done. They've moved out of communities, okay? And you should never return. Yeah, 8 of Cups in reverse. They don't want you embarking on new journeys, self-enlightenment, to gain spiritual growth. That's why they want to keep you there. They want to keep you there in the community, so they can keep you under the illusion. The whole community is part of it, okay? They're all in cahoots. Spirit says you need to put your boundaries up. Page of Wands. Some type of communication someone's getting. Or they didn't want someone getting this communication. And when these same energies are reaching out to say, can I ask you a question? Will blah, blah, me and blah, blah, me get back together? It's because they don't want you, divine feminine, coming out with, you know, the questions. They don't even need to ask the questions because you know they're lying already. And that's why a lot of them, I block them, okay? Because I see through it. Blocking these low vibe energies, okay? They're seeing you having your wishes granted, or they don't want you pouring into other people, opening other people's eyes to help them in their life to move forward, to help them move away from a community that's just full of illusions, because they're all part of it in the community. The people that, you know, all the people around you weren't placed there by coincidence. Trust me on that, okay? 9 of Cups. Yeah, Spirit said you need to put an end into this. And once you move away from these people, the same magic that they've been doing on you, once you remove yourself, once you remove your energy, and they can no longer siphon your energy, they can no longer put you under the illusion, they can no longer put stuff in your food, they can no longer put stuff in your drink. Once you remove yourself completely, that's when the karma will start kicking in on these energies. This is why they don't want you moving away. Just see how these people act by what I'm saying. To see how they act around you from me speaking like this. Okay? Read between the lines. See how their energy is. See how their behavior is. Now, they're trying to cause you this. Once you remove yourself, the karma can come back to them. Because they know as long as they're around your energy, siphoning your energy, draining you, spending out your money, stealing your inheritance, blah, 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 hoping to cause you an ending, once you remove yourself, the karma will come for them. The angel of death will then come for them. The same death rituals they're doing on you. This is why they don't want you to remove yourself from their energy. Spirit's saying you need to end this with these people in this community. This person's going to try to block you. I told you, she's going to try to block you. And she's going to act like, no, I don't know what she's talking about. Yeah? Because I want you stuck at a crossroads. I don't want you knowing what path to take. It's called confusion. This is their job. This is what they do. This is what the witch does. They confuse you. Because she doesn't want you seeing clearly, or you don't want you seeing clearly. They want you at that crossroads so you don't know what path to go down. So she can carry on putting stuff in your drink, putting stuff in your food, doing witchcraft over you. Okay? Putting some type of liquid in your drink, whatever. Okay? Got life insurance policy out on you. Hoping, just waiting for the day you're going to pass away so they can cash in on your death. I'm being deadly serious. Yeah, you need to move away from this bitch. Yeah, because that's all she is a backstabber. Hoping that you won't survive. This could have been done to you time after time after time after time and you're still surviving. And this is why some of you need to move away. Because they're not going to say in your face, look, you know, to be honest, yeah, I'm trying to kill you because I want your money. They're not going to say that. Well, I just want to siphon your energy because I'm a karmic and you know, us in the group, we don't really want you divine beings getting together. They're not going to tell you that. I don't care if this person works for the feds. Who cares? Some of these people are part of it as well. They're part of Freemasons. Come on, hello, wake up. not all, some. Yeah, the justice system. And that involves judges, social workers, then they've got people working in schools. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a big network of them. I don't know. Maybe this one's getting in contact with a Fed friend. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. Quick, help me out. Like, what can I do to keep him here? What, you think they're not in communication with each other? Listen, they don't want you, they come in reverse. They don't want you looking out to your future. They don't want your ships coming in. Do you understand? Do you understand? Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Right now, some of these people, some of you that have woken up, some of you that have moved away, right now, these people, as I said, they're transferring money to each other in this group. Your money. Right this minute they're doing this, or earlier today. And I just hope that the investigators that are investigating this, because I'm sure the higher ones are investigating this, they're going to be seeing transfers, okay? Money going missing from accounts. Because that's what they're going to start doing, huh? Or an account that they had this money in, and they're going to start transferring it to each other, okay? Sharing the money out between themselves. Your money, our money. Again, Divine Feminine, okay? The High Priestess, you embody both dark and light, and you know exactly what's hidden behind there. They know who you are, okay? The Most High didn't put you on this path of you going through this for no reason. This is why you've survived all these attacks. You may have thought, well, why did, you know, God had, so the Divine had your back, the Most High had your back all along. You weren't going to get harmed. This is why all these attacks never worked. And this is why you had to go through the darkness, so that you could, you know, speak of it to help others see clearly. And this is what makes you powerful. Spirit says you need to put your boundaries up. I'm telling you, now the group's fighting, look. There's some argument going on right now. Or it's between a group or a couple or whoever. Or the same people in this group, they're fighting each other. Because they're like, what the fuck? Now we're getting exposed for transferring the money to each other. Like, what are we going to do now? Look, right now, look. Sharing all your wealth out between each other in the community. Conflict, disagreements, struggle. Ambitious manoeuvring, yeah. Now there's chaos because I spoke of this, of what they're doing. And they're exposed for this as well. And they don't like, and this group don't like the fact that, you know, you've woke up or you're shining the light. on the red flag involving what they're up to, or what they get up to, or what they're involved in. So they're all starting on one another, or they've got a group around you. And again, if they even come anywhere near you, like, they'll get struck down straight away. The sun represents exposing them. Why would they be in this energy? For exposing them. If they're not guilty of this, why are they arguing, fighting? Why is there chaos? Your light exposes their demons, things that they had hidden, that they didn't want people knowing, acting one way when really behind the scenes they're just disgusting. Or there could be some people in this group, all right, that's in a group that's finding out the truth. And they could be starting on the next one. You're a fucking liar. I can't believe you done this, or whatever. Or they're starting on the next one. Well, you told me to transfer all the money. Well, you told me to do it like that. Yeah, they're all arguing. They're all arguing. Chaos. Now, these people have been wanting to take you out for years. Like, you're not, you know, it doesn't matter where you are. You know about energies around you, sneaking around your energy. Let them come and try. Okay? Trying to put you in predicaments where, yeah, we've got them backed into a corner. Okay. Temperance, Earth Angel. Touch not my prophets, says the Most High. The Tower. Yeah. Look, trying to do sneak attacks and all that. You see through that. You're exposing them for that. There's nothing you can do around Divine Feminine's energy that she ain't going to expose or she can't see. Don't come and play in my energy, okay? Because I will expose that too. Don't think you can take shelter under us. Because that's the next move they try. Well, you know, let's go and shelter underneath Divine Feminine and we can hide ourselves like we're in the light. No, we see through that too. And you, nice blue car, by the way. Yeah. The Tower, what's hidden in the dark comes to light. Still doing magic around you, and that ain't working. Because the more they're doing it, the more downloads you're getting. And I don't know how many people's in this block doing it, but, you know, it's a warning to all of you. Because as you're into dark magic and you're not protected and you keep trying to do the death rituals, it's just a matter of time. Oh, thank you. God bless you and protect you. Thank you. 4 Cups. Yeah. Now they want to try to create smoking mirrors, okay? And try to come back around and cast you in illusions. So I need to try again and go on, have a drink or have something to eat. Or no, don't even bother to come towards Divine Feminine at all. Yeah? Don't know casting smoking mirrors around us. And let me tell you something, each one that tries to come and play in my energy, you're the ones that I see through. And I pray and I speak to my ancestors and I'm like, okay, they live at number blah, blah, blah. I don't even need to say that anyway. My ancestors know. They're right here with me. They know who you are. You can't hide under us. You're seen. They want to try to hide in the shadows, you see. And they're guarded and they're watching. Aquarius energy, Page of Swords. The Moon, illusions, lies and secrets. Yeah, they're feeling uneasy. I told you. It's only a matter of time. The same hole that you're trying to dig for divine feminine, divine masculine, it's the same hole that you're going to be falling in. Trust me on that. Divine feminine, you're not sad, you're not having no missed opportunities, okay? Because the Most High will make sure of it, and your ancestors too. Ten of Cups. Yeah, again, they're trying to come between, the relationships. Or they don't want you. Or there could be someone that, wants to try to get you into the same sex relationship, like, later. No. Yeah. Page of Pentacles. Look, using children, paying children again. Or young adults, should I say. And there was a group of them next door earlier. Wasn't there? Ancestor. Amen. Yeah, there's a group of them next door. You know about the two upstairs as well, don't you? Or is it the group next door? Yeah. Okay. King of Pentacles. Someone's a gold digger, all they care about is money. And they're working with 3 others, okay? And the one that they're working with, I mean, she's stressed, worried, anxious, crying, okay? Yeah. You're prophesizing things. And not only that, some of you that are clairvoyants out there, you too are prophesizing things that are about to come into fruition for these energies, because they don't know when to stop. And some of the knowledge that no other human should know you're speaking of. And this is how some of them are knowing that you are who you are. But in the same breath, they just thought you was one normal Joe Blog out on the road. But it was all set up for them, okay? Like you was the trap for them, basically, by the Most High. It's all to make oh, they're normal. Let's say that the Most High could catch them. That's why. They keep recruiting new people. Them too are getting seen. Okay, thank you for joining me. Yeah. We've got this page souls guarded, vigilant, watching. That could be two of them because they feel uneasy, because their masks are slipping off and the truths are coming to the surface. So that's why they're watching and they're guarded. Okay. Yeah, these two sex demons that are doing a necromancy. The devil. That's part of the sex cult that traffic people as well. Yeah. That's why they're guarded and vigilant. Yeah, your ancestors are coming in. Look up to the sky. You may see a spaceship. No, your ancestors just come in human form. They're going to come flying down, are they? But you're part of the angels. Some of them, they're here already. Because this has got out of hand. They still don't know when to stop. So some of them, yeah, they're here already. I love you. Oh, I see you. Thank you for your guidance and protection. Thank you for watching over me. My ancestors of the highest white light, I love you so much. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. Bye.